What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We have a MotoStars video, and let's go ahead and check it out, see what happens.
In this episode, we are checking out some crazy situations
Exactly.
that have to deal with. I hope you can answer.
So it looks like a wrong way driver. As you can tell, oh, there we go. So what happened, everybody? Class, what do you think happened here? Why did he decide to hump that hood of the car with his motorcycle? Tell me in the chat. I'll talk about it real quick. A little bit of damage, not too big of a deal, but let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so we have a wrong way driver here. Okay, you can tell
Check this out then.
real quick, not because the guy's being a bully, but you can tell they have an arrow here. Okay, we're doing some accident reconstruction. All right, so obviously going down the wrong way, and we have a motorcycle rider being kind of a D-bag and rev bombing and everything. So he's rev bombing, right? Why did that happen? Okay, so what do you do when you rev bomb? So he's probably in gear, so first gear, right? Probably in first gear. He's pulling in the clutch on the left hand, and he's giving it some revs. He's rev bombing. Now, why did it move? Because normally, I don't know what I'm doing with this hand, but why did it move? Why did his bike move? When you rev bomb, nothing happens. You have the clutch. Oh, he left the clutch out. Accidentally let the clutch out. With the RPM super high, what do you think happens? Boom, does that whole whiskey throttle type thing. Well, he did that, and he hit the front bumper of this car, hit the hood. So when I tell you guys, stop rev bombing, that could happen if you're not paying attention. You accidentally dump the clutch. You act like an idiot. You look like an idiot. You damage the vehicle. It's all messed up. You damaged your bike when it could have been a non-issue. You look like a dummy. So, sorry, lady. Anne's attacks, please take a seat, grab a slice of pizza, learn from the rest of the people in these videos, and don't make that dumb mistake again. Go, oh, geez, who are you? BZ, come take a seat, dude. BZ, what are you doing, man? Come on. You're not even wearing gloves. You're wearing khakis. We're in traffic. Oh, look, side of the vehicle, because there's traffic and intersections. Good swerve. Are you the type of person that's going to get mad that they were doing normal traffic stuff? I hope not, BZ. At least don't do that. But don't be doing wheelies, guys. Like, in this type of area. Like, it's one thing to... He's going 100. It's one thing to speed through. You at least have 2 tires on the ground. But when you're doing a wheelie, you have no evasive maneuvers whatsoever. It takes a lot of skill. I give him that. It takes a lot of skill. But once you see this and you're going super fast, 113, maybe it's messed up. You know, change out the sprocket and whatnot. Maybe he's not really going that fast. But we have sides of the vehicle. These are the patterns I really want to point out. Okay, you guys already know not to do some wheelies. Okay, cool. Let's say you're not doing wheelies. Let's say you're going 45. Because this is a 45-mile-an-hour road. You're going 45 miles an hour, and you see this vehicle sneaking out, and you have a vehicle right here. What do we do? What do we do, everybody? Well, one, this vehicle is going to do this. This vehicle is going to do this. And so if we continue going, we can collide pretty much on any of the vehicles. So what do we do? Let's go back. I want to keep the 45 on there. What do we do here? Well, we can apply front brake pressure, some nice, easy, progressive brake pressure. Now, do we have to be the ones to slow down? Why should I have to slow down? They're the ones pulling out. It doesn't matter. They're doing it. You can do, they shouldn't be doing this all the way up until you hit them. Not a big deal. You could be doing, they shouldn't have done that after you are in the hospital. You could be complaining for the next 10, 15 years when you have a limp now because you broke your leg in a couple places, and you could just be continuing to blame the 2 white vehicles that pulled out in front of you. Or you could get over that immediately right now because you're watching this. And if somebody pulls out in front of you, protect yourself. Just protect yourself. So protect yourself by doing some progressive braking, allow those people to kind of get out of your way, and then you can go. Okay? That's what I would be doing. And how do you tell that this is an intersection? Because you see the side of the vehicle. You see the side of the vehicle. Once you see that, just assume they're going to cross in front of you. Okay? You don't want to get hit. You don't want to hit them. Okay? So once you see that, let it clear out. But if you get caught here, let's say, oh, I'm not paying attention. Oh, that person on the right stopped. The person on the left went in my lane. You have to find yourself an escape path. You have to. At this speed, let's say you weren't paying attention. Okay, you're going 45. You weren't paying attention, right? You're not going 98. You're going 45 in a 45, road. What? That's a sign. Don't worry about it, guys. That's a sign right there. You're going 45, and this person decided to pull out in front of you. Okay. Well, it's going to be hard to swerve right. You're not going to have that at all. This person's going to continue going this way. You have to find an escape. Okay, you're not going to be able to stop in time. Your total stopping distance is terrible at this point. You can stop at 45, but you're not going to be able to stop going 45 in this space. Your total stopping distance, your stopping distance. You're not going to be able to stop in this braking distance, stopping distance, whatever you want to call it. You're not going to be able to. You might hit right here, and you're probably going like 15 miles an hour. You might be able to slow down, and you're going 15, boom, now collide. So instead of hitting at 45, you're hitting at 15. I don't want to get hit. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to slow down as best I can. I'm going to slow down. Let's say I'm going 30 now instead of 45, maybe 25 instead of 45, and then I could swerve. Okay? Or you could just straight up swerve at 45. You have options. One option a lot of people like to do is pull in the clutch, rev bomb, coast straight, hit, or honk their horn and then hit. You have to do something, guys. You have to do it. So decent swerve, but we didn't learn anything. This guy didn't learn anything, but we did. So why don't you take a seat in class, BZ, have a slice of pizza, and start paying attention, because you're obviously not. Here we go. Ludwig Broom. Nice little corner. Can't see much around it. Hopefully you don't hit your head on the cliff. What do we got there? It's a line. Cool. Nice caution sign. Oh, a little bit of a... See that? Look at the guy in front. Slammed the rear brake a little too hard. A little bit of rear brake. Locked up that rear brake. Brand new rider. Panicked. Probably came from car driving and panicked a little bit. And why do I say he probably came from car driving? Our gas pedal, brake pedal, accelerator, stopping. When we're going in a car with our right foot, we're like, oh crap, brake pedal with our right foot. Hey Daniel, welcome. I like your name. So when we're panicking up here on a motorcycle, if we come from car driving, right foot, brake, right foot. And that's the rear brake. That's the rear tire brake. It gives you about 20% braking power. And once you start doing that, weight transfers to that front tire, so then even less traction on that rear tire when you're applying even more rear brake. And so what happens when you have less traction and more braking? You lock up the tire. And when you lock up the tire, you slide, which means you have no directional steering whatsoever, whether it's the front or the back. The back's supposed to follow the front. You can't, because it's going to be flailing around because it's sliding. So he's coming up to this turn a little bit too fast for his skill set. Applied the brakes a little bit too hard. Let's go back a little bit. Look at the brake light. So I want you guys looking at this part of the bike. You see how there's no light at all? He's not applying brakes. Watch it. I'm going to go ahead and slow it down to 50%. Watch the rear of it, and then he loses traction. Brakes. A little too hard, and he lost traction right there. That right there is too much rear brake. Now, if you're going to a corner and you're going too fast, use your right hand. Roll off the throttle a little bit. Apply some front brake, just a teeny bit. And then from there, you're slowing down before the turn, then make the turn. If you want to, you can learn trail braking. That's exactly it. You're rolling off the throttle a little bit, applying some front brakes, and then you're going through the turn with a little bit of a front brake, and you're releasing the front brake and giving it throttle a little bit at the same time. That's why I call it an advanced skill, because you're combining two different things in one. You can mess it up on either one. That's why I always tell new riders, don't worry about trail braking right off the bat. Worry about entering the turn at the appropriate speed. So it's always easier to slow down before the turn and then accelerate through or after the turn. Learning how to trail brake is a little bit harder. It's doable. It's definitely a skill you can learn real quick. There's a lot of skills you got to learn as a beginner rider. And one of them is don't slam that rear brake. Don't do that. You sometimes lock it up for fun, Colin? You're crazy. All right, here we go. Glenn. You know what, Motostars? I like it when you put their name here so I don't have to keep moving out of the way. Motostars, if you're watching, this is a good spot. Might as well. All right, so let's go back. Hey, we're on the road. Hey, we're going to go off-road. Dual sport. I like how he avoided the gravel. Didn't have to do that, though. I mean, what was the point? I don't know what the point of that one was, Motostars, but let's go ahead and make it an educational thing. So we're going from asphalt to like a dirt road. A lot of people get in trouble here is that they accelerate continuously through it. But the moment you go from traction to less traction with that same acceleration or even more acceleration, sometimes that rear tire can spin on you once it touches that dirt. Another thing is some people panic and they try to slow down. So they're applying the brakes, they're applying the brakes because they're like, oh crap, I'm going to get on gravel. So they're applying. And then they apply the brakes. And the moment that front tire hits that gravel, when they're applying the brakes, that less traction part of the dirt causes that front tire to slip out. So what can we do? When we're coming up to here, just kind of roll off the throttle, coast onto the dirt, and then give it a little bit of throttle gently and slowly until you get, the appropriate speed that you want. That way, when you're going over that transition, you're not giving it throttle, you're not giving it any braking. You're just kind of cruising through it, and then you can give it some. I like how he adjusted he went to asphalt and went around all that craziness. And then he's moving on. It looks like we're on asphalt again. So maybe there's just a big dirt pile. So everyone went through the dirt pile. I like how this person stayed on the asphalt part. So that was pretty good. Yeah, it looks like still asphalt. But that was a good idea when it comes to transitioning. But he avoided the actual dirt. So that was really good. All right, we have a motorcycle down. Matt 2. Oh! 1 second, Matt 2. What do we got here? Sometimes okay, good. Motostars sometimes does it. Matt 2, what do we got? Matt 2, I know you probably didn't. Okay, I fell off my motorcycle. All right, let's skip to the part where it actually shows it. Ah, he blurred it out too. I like your little setup. All right, you blurred it out. That looks like a pretty big gash. That doesn't look like road rash. That looks like a gash. I wanted to see the gash. The rider went down because a car cut him off and there was gravel on the corner. He ended up with scrapes and knee injury, and now something sizes. You always ride with full gear. Okay. I like how this rider down because a car cut him off and there was gravel and the sun was out and he had something he was thinking about and he was hungry and his left toe was hurting earlier that day. Does it not look like we were probably going crazy on this corner? Maybe we're having a little too much fun on this corner.
Bene, sì. È successo quello che non speravo mai.
Maybe we had a little bit of fun on that corner. Lost control. Maybe somebody did hit us. Who knows? Yeah, that's a nice injury right there. Hey, somebody's stopping to help though. Good for him.
Sì, mi sono un po' abrasato.
You want an ambulance? There isn't a full recording of the crash because the camera was only turned on about 20 meters before it happened, so it only captured the moments. Right. Okay. Okay. Okay, common sense, everybody. Common sense. There isn't a full recording of the crash because the camera was only turned on about 20 meters before it happened. Okay, so it only captured the moments right after the fall. We turned it on right before the crash, and we only captured after. So, yeah, messing with the camera in the turn, I mean, that's longer than 20 meters. So we turned the camera in the turn, or did we turn on the camera well ahead of time and the crash doesn't fit the narrative, and so now really, you know, we only got to see what happened afterwards? Come on, guys. Just admit. That's how you learn. If you never admit what you did wrong, you're never going to actually solve the real problem. If it's like, hey, I caused the crash, I was speeding, I was messing with the camera, whatever the heck it is, then you can say to yourself, maybe I shouldn't mess with the camera. Maybe I shouldn't speed. Maybe I have control over my movements and what I do that can cause a crash. But if it's, oh, the car hit me and there's gravel in the road, then you never take responsibility for the crash. It's the gravel's fault. It's the car's fault. So if there's no gravel and there's no cars, I should be fine. Everything's fine. You can't control that. But you can control messing with your camera 20 meters before the turn. You can control you control speeding. You can control all these things. Take personal responsibility. Take accountability. It sucks. I get it. I don't like it. I don't like knowing that I messed up and I have to be like, damn it, I messed up. And I have to apologize to someone, apologize to myself, my future self, my past self, whatever it is. And then it's like, okay, now what's the behavior I must change so that I don't make the same things again? And that's tough. You're going to make mistakes changing that behavior. It's going to take you time to change that behavior. It's hard work. And I think that's where a lot of people get in trouble, is because they don't want to do hard work. They just want to blame other people. I don't know. It's just me. They didn't help. Come on, Matt, too. Oh my gosh. It's the stupid railing's fault. I hate gravity. It's gravity's fault. If gravity wasn't, if it's not real, if physics wasn't real, none of this would have happened. If the engineer that was born to make this bridge and this railing right here, then my glove would never have fallen down. Matt, too, take a seat, have a pizza. With that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe. I'll see you guys on the live streams. We're going to be doing Tuesdays or Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, at least every week. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream.